Hey, Vicky Crystalline, Mr. Edward. Beautiful song. Absolutely. So, yeah, we're just going to let this play out and see how it goes. Yeah, I love that. So, um, yeah, like instantly they come and I can feel them in my throat and they take over like my tongue. So let's do some breath and bring this forward. One more time. Beloveds, we are here, the beloveds. Long time coming forward. Feel yourself balance into the energy that is being brought forward at this very moment, at this very time, even in your time. Feel your heart balance into the nowness that is happening here. We're going to bring forth the mountain. You'll feel you rooted, you drop into the mountain. Hear what you call Shasta. You can feel the connection rising inside of you. And also in the placement of where Mr. Edward is, the beloved. You're feeling the lineages coming forward. As you study into this energy here and now, I ask John, I'm present, the mother of the mothers. You can feel our presence. Your heart expand. Your energy igniting into the celebration of this very moment right now. There are some blockages that we will be clearing in this beloved channel as we speak, and also in you. Allow the beloved channel is still here present but has stepped away for this transmission to come forward. The mountains are rumbling around all. This lumbering, this rumbling that is happening in the earth's plane. Is on some levels bringing back an ancient way that has been before. You sit in one place, but there are many places that are residing in the lineages that are igniting you. We are assisting you in your movements that you are residing in your soulness. We are asking now for Edward to bring forth any questions before we go forward. For he loses, not really loses, the ideas, the questions.
I do have one question that's coming to the front of my mind. It's about gardening, actually, because I did a wonderful meditation with another group of people called the Circle of Light, Global Circle of Light, and it was all about anchoring this balance and light into the home. And after I went out to the garden, it was the next day, and started like cutting back a lot of the dead wood in this bush, and ended up like taking a lot of stuff out of the garden. And it's a small garden, but it felt so much space come into it, and it felt like it was I was doing that within myself at the same time. And I know, and then I had a really nice fire actually, which felt really good because I'm in the city as well, so I don't really do that very often, but it felt really nice. And I just enjoyed it so much, and I'm feeling like called to garden more and to kind of have the space to do it. And I feel like that's going to have to be outside of the city. So South Africa was calling quite a lot, but also lots of other places. And I was wondering, I always kind of ask this question, if you have any guidance on how I can like integrate more kind of what I call like earthwork into my like daily routine, and so that grows going forward. Because I spend a lot of time on the computer at the moment, or in the house. I really feel empowered when I'm outside working in the garden.
So we're going to bring forward a couple questions that have been answered before with you, beloved. When you take your placement outside in nature, it is a part of you. When you put your hands in the dirt, it is a part of you. You are feeling resonance with the nature, for it is such a part of you.
I've kind of got the real question I wanted to ask now. You're right, sometimes they go. Because I realize I have asked that one before, and you're probably just going to say you'll know where you're meant to go when you know. But it was really about cutting things back, because I don't like dead wood. I don't mind cutting it, but then some of it I cut back some of the new growth, and I don't always like doing that. And it was kind of wanted to. I feel like other people might be interested in as well. I wanted to kind of get your perspective on how to really intuit when it's. I mean, obviously, if you're in a city, the tree that I have at the moment is growing into the house next door, and they want to cut it down. And obviously, or at least part of it. And part of me is like, oh, that's such a shame. I kind of like trees to just run their natural course. But I also understand it's growing into this house, which was actually there before the tree was in some ways. So would you have any like anything to share on that kind of balance?
First, we will bring forward what you see as cutting away, as you see it is a death. There is no death here. It is seeing a clearing for the way. When you cut away the rubbish and the not so rubbish that you see, you are clearing the way. It is not by mistake. You are making a way for new to come forward. In your lineages, many of you cut away things and you feel bad about it. Only because of your perception of a death.
I also feel it might be the way that we do it as well. What's kind of coming through to me there is like, if you're going to cut down a tree, kind of create a ceremony out of it rather than, there's a grace that it can be done with. And I found myself there, sometimes I'm like chopping away and it's like quite aggressive in a sense, but I could do that a lot more gracefully. When you look at one of those like bonsai masters, like cutting a bonsai tree, there's a very graceful way of doing it. So what I'm kind of getting from you is it's not necessarily what you're doing, but the manner in which you're doing it.
Exactly.
Mm.
When you
Thank you.
bring forth, we are stopping you here real quickly. When you bring forth ceremony, that expression of the ceremony, the trees, the plants, the earth beneath you, all feel it. It is a celebration as you are celebrating their existence here on your earth plane. It is as a celebration as a beloved passes away. The celebration is an igniting as you were aware that it was even there. Many beings, they cut away a tree with no celebration, but the same happens. The igniting happens, but when celebration comes forward, it is a celebration on both sides. A celebration for the new, the old, and the way it was and the way it will be. You are a perfect example of this, for your intentions for every plant, for every step, for everything that you do in your life. You stay in a celebrated state mostly. This
Oh,
helps you and whatever is going on around you to align to itself, which is in absolute a part of you. You do not see yourself as the tree or the plant or the clearing that you are clearing away, but it is you, a piece of you, a present state of you. Do you understand, beloved?
yes, thank you for the clarity.
Thank you for this beautiful showing. Your nature is shifting also. Your earth beneath your feet is shifting. You may see it the same, that it is shifting. So when you move it along, you assist it. Even as a pebble, you pick up and you move it, and then it falls out of your pocket, your hand, into another destination. You have helped it shift and move along.
Mm.
We are bringing forward that the earth plane is, we will say this word, rumbling to experience that it has been waiting for to open up to. You carry lineages, both you and the beloved and many beings that are checking into this channel, of doing this before. An ancient way of moving things along, assisting, most not realizing that they are assisting the process, even in their own worlds, in their own being. So the being on the other side of you that has no feelings for the tree, that is just cutting it away, they are cutting away a piece of them also.
Mm.
To open up space for a new way. Your cellular DNA is igniting for all. All beings are feeling it if they understand or they do not. Your experiences are heightening. And we will not give the gift of how it will happen, for there are many potentials, but it is happening. We have talked about the earth shifting and changing, and this is already happening in your weather, in your earth, in your stars. Even the star people who look at the stars, the moon, the sun, they are seeing the stars in different ways, in different places than where they were before. Your ley lines are also shifting, and you could feel this. Just connect to the ley lines. Many would say, I do not have ley lines around me. Check in, because more than likely you do.
Yeah. This reminded me about a book I've got on the ley lines of London, and I think I should check it out.
Many of you are guided by your sensories, by your emotions. That is showing you how you feel in your body. And then you get turned upside down, we will say, by the lineages that is written to move you along. So you may have an emotion where you never had an emotion to something. You may look at a species on your own walk and journey, and you will see it for the first time, even though you have walked by it many times. There is a connection that is happening with all that you are, and you are not just part of this physical body. You are reconnecting to all that you are. The plants, the air, the sky, the moon. There are things that are being brought forward that you were not prepared for. You are ready now, many of you, to see, to truly see, not with your eyes, but with your beingness. As you, we will use this as an example. As you walk out into your yard, your room, outside, you can breathe. You do not understand why you can breathe, but it is assisting you by letting you take that deep breath into your beingness. We are seeing that many of you, your roots are very linear, and your roots are moving into an ancient way. Your roots carry knowledge, and many of you are reconnecting to that part of you. We have said this before, you can talk to your roots. But now listen. Listen to what your roots are telling you. You will know it is a part of you. You can feel in your heart, in your body, in your existence right now, if you are tuned in to this moment where you sit, your roots are ready to show you a piece of you. Many of you worry, am I doing it right? Am I going the right way? And you are. Even in asking of that, it is a stoppage point, because then you are in a judgment state. But it is showing you that you are in the right of your own paradigms. And we are bringing forward, we are using this word right, but it is not right or wrong. It is how you are perceiving it. You are the right and wrong in your own story. You wait for death, which there is none of that. Yes, the physical passes. It has done it many times. But you are returning to lineages that you know. A being that passes is still with you, just in a different way. When you pass, and we are going to bring this up, for the death has to change in your knowing of how you have seen it. But a being that passes instantly and never knew anything, the whoosh, they feel that. They feel all that they are. And they are not absent from any of you. But they know their wholeness as soon as they choose to pass. And yes, we do use this word choose, because each one of you are choosing, even if it is an accident. Your death, as you call it, you can put it as the death of old things, of old ways. That isn't death. That would be the only death that we see. You are ready to understand that you are just moving from one existence to another. So even if you have not chosen to be your divine self, you will return to your divine self. Always. The beings before you, the channel, beloved Edward, when they pass from this experience, there will not be so much of that shoo, because they have learned of who they are. They know they are bigger than these physical bodies. They are aware that they are a multiverse being, and their cells recognize that. Is there any questions, beloved, on this? Or any other questions on anything?
Yes, around the dates and ceremonies. I get the intuition that we're moving to a place where every moment is a ceremony. But it also seems to me that certain dates, it's at this time important to bring ceremony into those dates, because there's a higher energy. The 2nd of February this year seemed like a really interesting one of those, because it was like a mirror. It was a mirrored date. It was the same back as it was forwards. 02 2020. Have you got anything to share on that, and if it's worth putting more attention on ceremony during, like, whether it's the equinox or a date like that, or a solstice?
When the collective connects, say the dates, for we are not the linear here. It's only now. But when the collective combined and everyone is thinking and doing it,
It's more powerful.
It's more powerful. You have said it right. When you are connecting into your date, say that 2222, each one will perceive it differently. They will have an idea about it, but everyone is doing it. And everyone will receive what they need to on that date. So these dates are very powerful for your human experience, because more are tuned in. And they assist you. You are connecting to more of what you are. And what that means is you are allowing your system to connect into the collective of what you are. So you sit down and you sit in stillness, and then your vibration just rises out of you. And it hits others always in a more powerful way. The light that is being produced from one light being amplifies when there are many beings doing it, and more beings will feel that, because so many beings are doing it. Did that help you?
Thank you. I'm grateful to be part of this.
We are also grateful for this. And the assisting, that's why we come forward to assist. It guides you into you. So as you are planting your seeds, so to say, for this new year, they were planted eons ago. And you are just rediscovering them.
Oh, I have a question about the seeds that Vicky sent me. She said that they were from trees that died in her garden, all over 50 years. Do you have anything to share about the sort of the shelf life, for lack of a better word, of a seed? Can some last for like thousands of years and some only last like a year?
You can connect with the seed and you will know its life.
Okay.
And some you would say, oh, it is dead, it looks dead. And it is not. It is to connect to the vibration of the seed, and you will know. Some seeds have chosen to check out, as you say, and come back with a new energy. The planting of the plants, the trees that have been in this, we will use the yard here in this beloved channel. Their cycle is done. She is bringing forth a new way. She asked for that, always. So what you see is the lineages, the seeds that have been passed to you, but there will be a newness when they sprout their roots.
There's something really beautiful from the human experience to be able to have a little seed that in some ways seems so dead or so dormant, and then the knowingness or the awareness that that can grow into a massive oak tree, which can then kind of seed a forest, all from a little seed. And the more I kind of collect them and look at all the different diversity of different seeds, the more that it kind of just strikes me. But it's the same thing, but it's like a pendulum going back and forth. It gets slightly more profound every time. It's just like, wow, what a miracle.
And wait to see what you see from all these seeds that has been waiting for you.
Mm. Mm.
I've done this and we have said this. This is part of your lineages. You have placed seeds around your, we will say, earth plane that are ready to come back to you.
Mm.
Many beings, that is one of their potentials. To be where they started off as insane. You started off planting these beautiful plants in the beginning of what you call this earth, that you have carried from other earth planes.
Mm.
And they are returning to you. So the profoundness will become more profound, for more will be revealed. Many of the plants that are surfacing here on this earth plane are to help in ways of healing your own planet,
Mm.
your own bodies. You may look at the plant and not know it as a weed, and you are rediscovering these weeds have potentials to cure your body. You know this.
I think that's the beautiful thing about the seed, but also the weed. Is like that it may not grow. It makes it more beautiful, the fact that it has that potential, but it's not a certainty. And it's the same with the weeds. They can be everywhere, but until you reach the vibration where you can intuit what the use could be, or you can communicate with the spirit of that plant. One another way of looking at it, and it can communicate back. Okay, use me for inflamed foot, or for whatever it is, a heart condition. Then that they don't have that use. And I feel that's the exciting thing, is we're starting to be able to collectively communicate more widely with what these numerous plants can assist us with. And that's really exciting time to be alive moments.
Yes. We are bringing forward for the collective, we feel a question about the weeds. Weeds, there are no weeds.
Mm.
It is only how you have been taught.
Yeah.
All plants that are here are assisting you, even the sticky ones.
I got that.
Yes.
So that brings actually another question. I was reading something the other day, and it was an article saying that a lot of the rice that has been bred is not particularly nutritious. Is that have some of the crops that we've cultivated, or the hybrids that we've bred? I mean, they almost to me seem like weeds. Is that just because we're out of balance with how much of them we're using, or does everything, absolutely everything, have a use in some respect?
In some respect, everything that is grown has a purpose, even if it is to make the body sick, to show you a new way.
Mm. Mm.
Them planting of many crops that have no nutritional value at all, it may make you very sick to help assist you in your own growth to find a better way.
Mm.
Everything has a purpose. And it is returning, beings are recognizing that they can eat these substances, and it is, they may say, harmful to them. But you can bring back the initial nutrition in it by asking. Because in part of that, it is still there. If you are eating something and it is yummy, but you have idea that it is not so good, that's what will benefit your body, the idea that it's not so good. So then the sickness comes to help you, assist you, not knowing that you could have asked, oh, this is lovely, this is beautiful, and it will nourish my body. And it will return to its original state of nourishing your body.
I like that. Thank you.
You are very welcome. You have been taught, all of you, many things that I should not eat this, I should eat this, I should not eat this. It is all your own ideas. Each one of you have your own way of bringing back the nutritional value in anything you
Because everything ultimately just comes from pure light or pure love. So if we just connect with the source of anything, it's only going to be good for you.
Yes. This is absolute.
So you just have to have the seed of that idea in your head every time you're cooking something or consuming something, and you're laughing.
Yes. We are going to bring forth an expression that has been taught to you in many, many ways here. You can see we will bring forward the tobacco. There are many people that love to smoke it. They love to smoke it. They will smoke it for eons. But then the collective says, no, it is bad. It is chemicals. It is killing you. And then that sets into your soundness, and that's what it will do. When you truly love something and you smoke your entire life, it will never do nothing unless there is an idea put into your energetic field about it.
Yeah, the tobacco plant. I've never really smoked cigarettes. I have some tobacco seeds here, though, which is a nice synchronicity that I bought the other day. But I've definitely connected with the plant, and I feel like it's potentially a very powerful healing plant. I've never come across a plant that can cleanse energy like the tobacco plant can.
It is very essential for that. The tobacco plant and the way it balances your energy. In some ways, it will purify your energetic field without no knowledge of this. But you have tuned into that tobacco, and you feel the clearing and cleansing that happens there.
I feel it's like with a lot of things, it's because I've even caught myself in it. It's the moment it becomes unconscious, the consumption becomes unconscious in a sense, then it becomes like, well, what's the point in consuming this if I'm not conscious that I'm doing it? And that unconsciousness then allows the other ideas about that plant or whatever it is you're consuming from the collective field to seep into your unconscious experience. And so if I'm unconscious of my tobacco use, and I'm smoking some tobacco, I'm not really aware of it because it's a pattern, then it will take on the patterns that the old patterns that are in the collective field. Whereas if, and this is where I think the power of making a ceremony of anything is, if you make the ceremony, it's then a communion on your terms, and it's your experience. It's not what the collective past patterns may be defining. It's it's the experience there and now. I guess that's kind of what I get from it. So tobacco is a fascinating example. Coffee as well, I guess, is another one. And I feel like anything that has the potential to bring people together as well, whether it's, you enhancing your connection with nature, another part of yourself, or with another human being. If a coffee brings you to like communicate love around that as a sort of orbiting around, 2 cups of coffee, it's a beautiful experience. If you like get up in the morning, you're like, I need my cup of coffee, it's probably not going to have the same effect, because you're disempowering yourself. And we don't really need anything. There's definitely useful things from a lot of different plants, but I think it's the moment you become too attached to it that you need it, rather than, oh, it could help me there or help me here, or it just it's bringing me joy in some way. I think that's probably the key of it. If it's like bringing something joyful to your experience as a human, or everything's worth doing. But you have to be honest with yourself whether it is bringing you enjoyment, or if it's kind of attaching you to something else.
We could not have said this more clearly. If you are reaching for your coffee in the morning to wake you up, to stimulate you, you're not being your authentic being, not balanced in your energy, or looking for a stimulant to bring you into that balance. But if you are in balance and you are just enjoying the savory flavor, you are connecting with that.
And for me, that I've started to delve into, and it goes deeper, because it's then like, well, you can be aware of what it's bringing to you in that moment, but the next level is being aware what it's bringing to other parts of the world. So if I'm drinking a coffee every morning and I'm paying £3 for that, for a whole year, so that's almost like £900. Where is that £900, more than £900 for that one every morning? Where is that going? If it's going to, a little man and his family who have a small farm and, really love the earth, and they love growing coffee, and there's a kind of an experience there, it's great. If it's going to some big corporate company who aren't really in the same relationship, they're just seeing dollar signs for, roasting and harvesting this coffee, it's then there's a lack of awareness in that as well. So it's I don't know if I communicated that right, but that's where I'm really starting to learn. It's like it's worth connecting with the origins of what you're consuming if you're not producing it yourself, because you know what future you're feeding, essentially.
We are seeing the connections that you are making even in your little coffee cup, and how it is connecting to another being as you forward the money. As we have said before, money is just energy. But if you are buying and you love that coffee and you are thinking, this is a corporation that is not so of its highest potential, do not see and feel the energy shift in that very thing of the coffee. Do not know that money is circulated through every being in this planet, if it is wanted or not wanted. You are tuning to a connection that is like air. It circulates everything. everywhere. But it does not need to be good or bad. For when you bring forth the love of anything that you are consuming, that's what will be sent out from no matter where it is processed or harvested. You are in gratitude, you say, as all this beautiful cup of coffee came from the beloved mother. Do you feel the love there? Many of you try to connect to past the experience of something we would say that you buy. But if you bring love to that very thing that you bought, it does not matter where it came from, because you are returning love to everything that it has came from. And then the circulation begins of love. And then that shifts that. You may see big corporations break down from this very spark of love, and not even realizing all you thought was, I just love this coffee. The breaking down of systems is happening worldwide. Everyone is seeing it. Everyone has their idea about it. The idea is of love that holds you balanced, that holds you steady. It is like trying to put your thumb on something, but you do not need to put your thumb there. The intention is there. Do you understand this, beloved?
Yes.
We are very grateful for your participation here and for bringing forth your loving words and helping people to see and know way in the consumption of their own participation with their own assumption in their body.
I guess one way to sum it up would be with the organic food or something. It's good to buy organic food because you're then kind of encouraging more people to grow organic food. But if you haven't bought organic food, it doesn't matter because you can just sort of transmute the non-organic food back to its organic blueprint as you consume it.
Yes, that is it right there. And in that, it changes, it shifted. It shifted in your paradigm, and then it shifts into another paradigm. The organic, we will say, man made this up to make it seem more clear, more pure. In most substances, it is not. But you believe it, so you consume it better into your body because you believe it is pure of stuff, not realizing that your air, and we do not want to get stuck on this topic, but your air is not the cleanest air that there is, and your plants are breathing this in. Or your ground that you have fertilized and fertilized and fertilized and fertilized, not in a high way, but in a way of to kill everything off. But the plants know where they are going also. When you consume that coffee or that tobacco, do you not realize that it already knows that you are consuming it.
Mm.
It is you making the connection to it.
Yeah, it's like it's sort of like, how can I put this? You, the moment that you've thought that you're going to consume it, you've already opened. It's sort of like you've already opened the communication lines to that being. When you actually drink it, it's almost like, okay, you're getting it, you're getting the sensation, but you've already started communing with the coffee plant, and you can notice this in for lack of a better word, more potent experiences.
We
Whether
like
it's
this word, more potent.
yeah, you can feel it before you necessarily take something. You're like, oh yeah, it's already started.
Yeah, we're feeling the excitement even in talking about it. The
Mm,
idea of it even is sending excitement through your body freely.
like just talking about the coffee there, you kind of reopen the connection with coffee, even though we haven't actually been consuming it, which is pretty interesting concept. Yeah, thank you for bringing clarity to that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we thank you all. We thank you all for your own participation and your own ways that you are showing so differently to this earth plane. You are all expanding even that one cup of coffee. You may drink it, and another being may drink it, and the excitement of it makes it more exciting for others.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. If you're ever in contact with someone who's really passionate about anything, whether it's like a glass of wine, a glass of water, a coffee, or some carrots, it's you enjoy it more yourself because their passion kind of flows into you.
Yes.
So I love being around people who just really enjoy consuming whatever it is. It can be a bowl of rice.
Yes, it makes the whole gathering more passionate.
Mm.
Everyone is feeling it, even at a gathering. Even if you are, we will use this word of gathering, you are all excited about the consumption. Can you imagine the love that is being placed there?
Mm. Could just be a walk in the woods as well. It's nice to go and walk in the woods with other people who really enjoy that and are passionate about walking in the woods or sitting in a garden. It doesn't even have to be consuming something.
No, it is on every level. It is not bound by one level. The passion is on every level that exists. When one being is passionate, the other being feels it.
And that's really what's happening on the planet at the moment is people are moving in to circles with other people who share similar passions.
You are reconnecting this. You are returning to, in a way, make you all stronger in your own energetic field.
Mm. Harmonizing our passions.
Yes.
Mm.
We
And
are.
the passions flow and they change. So it's nice to have a diversity of passions because your passion might be coffee today, but tomorrow it might be chocolate or cauliflower. And so it's a blessing that there have been people who have been keeping that circle of passion around chocolate while you were enjoying coffee because it allows you to flow between them.
Absolute.
Mm.
One does not hold, we will say, their own emotions, their own love into their own self it is felt.
Mm.
Even in no matter what you are walking, just sitting and breathing, you can feel another being in your own stillness of someone maybe 20 miles away, sitting in their own stillness, connecting to all you are. And
Mm.
that ignites so much. We have talked a lot, and it is so celebrated on this exterior and interior and non-physical that is happening here. Your world is in celebration of this very time right now. For you can feel your all beingness as you sit here. And that ignites everything.
Mm.
We are with you always. We will step aside.
Thank you.
I do. I. Wow.
I'm just going to turn on some lights. This is dark.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. My hands are like on fire.
I got into the flow of it eventually. I started off a little bit.
Thank you.
Really enjoy that. Thank you, Vicky.
Thank you, Edward. Thank you. Thank you, guides. Thank you, Astron. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, I was doing another call before, and sometimes it takes me. I was actually surprised how quickly I adjusted to this, and it shows me how much progress I've actually been making.
Yeah.
But yeah, really good.
It's like I felt you just line up.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, it just seems so beautiful to me.
Mm.
So,
I wasn't thinking.
wow.
Yeah, really good.
Really good. I'm going to sign off here real fast. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Edward, for your love and your light. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. May you all be blessed. Absolutely.